week 9 of the fantasy basketball season, and here's a few forwards that have been studs this week. The first guy's Tobias Harris to the Philadelphia 76ers, and it's been a great year for Harris, but this week he's really stepped the numbers up. On the year, he's ranked 25th in fantasy basketball, 20.8 points a game, 7.7 rebounds, 3.1 assists, 1.8 threes a game, 51% from the field, 90% from the foul line. But in the last week, he's ranked number 6 in this time with 26 points a game, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, a steal, 1.3 threes a game, and 58% from the field. So Tobias Harris, he's been putting up pretty decent numbers all season, but this week he really went off with a huge 36-point game February 15th. But Harris, he's a player I've been saying for a week or two now to sell high after these good performances, because he's a great player, no doubt about it. But once Joel Embiid's 100% and Ben Simmons, I think the numbers are going to go down. And in the 2 huge games he had, both those guys missed a game each year. So Harris, he's the 3rd or 4th option some nights here for Philly. Seth Curry, he's getting things going as well. So Harris, I think he's a good sell-high candidate, but he's still been a stud this week. February 13th at Phoenix, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. February 15th, a huge game at Utah, 36 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. And then February 17th versus the Houston Rockets, a huge double-double for Harris. 24 points, 15 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks and a 3-pointer. He's playing great. But like I said, if you could get the right deal to trade him out there, and I'm not just saying to dump him for anything, but if you get blown away with an offer, you trade him. If not, you got a stud here in week 9 of the fantasy basketball season. The next forward that's been a stud this week's Pascal Siakam of the Toronto Raptors. So Siakam, he was off to a slow start early in the year, but now he's really picked things up and left off the way he did last season. On the year, 42nd ranked is Siakam, 20.8 points a game, 7.7 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 1.2 steals, 1.3 threes a game, 45% from the field and 80% from the foul line. But the last few weeks, he's ranked number 9 in fantasy basketball with 24.6 points a game, 7.3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 1.6 steals, 2 threes a game, and 46% from the field. So Siakam, he's having bigger games. This Toronto team, they're playing way better as well with a big win, back-to-back wins, I should say, versus the Milwaukee Bucks in the last couple nights in Milwaukee. So Toronto, they got off to a slow start, and so did Siakam. But I think he's the engine that runs for this ball club, and since he stepped it up the last few weeks, this ball team has been winning ball games. In the last 3 games, it's been good ones for him. February 14th versus Minnesota, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, and a 3. February 16th at Milwaukee, 23 points, 13 boards, 6 assists, a steal, and 2 threes. And then last night in Milwaukee, 27 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, a steal, 2 blocks, and 2 threes. So Siakam, he gives you a lot of categories and stats across the boards, and he's been a fantasy monster this week here, and he's going to be a stud the rest of the season, I believe. The next forward that's been a stud this week is Zion Williamson of the New Orleans Pelicans. Zion, the health concerns were an issue with the knee coming into the season, but Williamson now, he looks pretty good, and hopefully it stays that way on the season. He's ranked 38th with 25 points a game, 6.8 rebounds, 3.1 assists, a steal a game, 61% from the field, which is great, and 71% from the foul line. But in the last week, he's ranked number 11th overall with 32.3 points a game, 5.8 rebounds, 4.3 assists, 1.5 steals, 80% from the foul line, 71% from the field. So Zion Williamson, obviously he's been working on his game. He's getting into the paint better. He's drawing fouls more, and he's starting to hit his free throws. Last season, in the 2019-2020 season, as a rookie, he was 64% from the foul line. This season, he's improved it 71%, and in the last month, he shot 77% from the line. So now he's been practicing his foul shots. He's getting at least 6 or 7 more points a game, it seems like, just from the foul line alone. In the last 3 games, he's been a total beast. Is Zion Williamson, 26 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. February 14th at Detroit. February 16th at Memphis, 31 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. And then February 17th versus Portland was his biggest game, 36 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, and a 3. So Williamson, he's a freight train when he gets into the paint. Not many people could cover him. And this guy, he's just a monster down there. And if he gets a jump shot and a 3-point shot, sky the limit for him. But he's been a stud this week. The next forward that's been a stud this week, and he's a stud every year, every week, but I haven't spoke about him much this season, is LeBron James of the Los Angeles Lakers. And James, the workload, it's just going to go up now with Anthony Davis out 2 to 3 weeks here. And James on the season, he's ranked 32 in fantasy basketball. And James, he said, maybe I wouldn't play this season to begin the year, but I believe he's played in every game so far this season. 25.9 points a game, 8.2 rebounds, 7.9 assists, a steal, 2.5 threes a game, 70% from the foul line, which has always been his Achilles heel, and 50% from the field. And in the last few weeks, LeBron, he's picked it up though. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 7.8 assists, 61% from the line, 59% from the field. So LeBron now, he's going to have a bigger role, more shot attempts, more times with the ball in his hands, especially with Anthony Davis out. And we've seen the Lakers lose 2 out of 3 now without Davis. So LeBron, he's going to try to stop the bleeding in a championship matchup versus the Miami Heat tomorrow night on primetime. But the last 3 games for LeBron, February 14th at Denver, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, an assist shy of a triple-double. February 16th at Minnesota, in a close game that was back and forth, but LeBron closed it out, 30 points, 13 boards, 7 assists. And then last night in a tough loss versus the Brooklyn Nets, which I think will be an NBA Finals preview, even though there was no Anthony Davis or Kevin Durant on the other side for the Nets. 32 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, and a 3 for LeBron, 60% from the field. So LeBron, I know he's 36 years old, but he's not slowing down anytime soon. And he's been a stud here in Week 9 of the fantasy basketball season. And I expect more huge performances, especially with Anthony Davis out. And the fifth and final forward that's been a stud this week here is Julius Randle of the New York Knicks. And what a turnaround from last season to this season it's been for Julius Randle. On the season, he's ranked 54th in fantasy basketball, 23.2 points a game, 10.9 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 1.8 threes a game, 48% from the field, and 80% from the line. But in the last week, he's ranked number 38th overall with a whopping 28.8 points a game, 10.8 rebounds, 3.5 assists, 3.3 threes a game, 81% from the foul line, 56% from the field. So Julius Randle, he's definitely transformed his game and transformed his body. Last season, he was overweight, I believe, with the New York Knicks. But Tom Thibodeau, he's got these guys playing, and these guys, they're playing heavy minutes, so you got to be in shape to play in Thibodeau's system. And Randle, he's improved his passing, he's improved his three-point shot mightily. And in the last 3 games, he's really went off. February 13th versus Houston, 22 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists. February 15th at Atlanta, which was the monster game, 44 points, 7 3-pointers, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. And then February 17th at Orlando, another big game for him, 25 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 steals. So Randle, he's doing it all. He's the engine that runs for this Knicks team, but he's also a player I said to sell high this week, especially after that 44-point game. But if you're going to sell him high, you better get a good haul for him. But he's been a fantasy stud this week. That's a few forwards that have been studs this week here in Week 9 of the fantasy basketball season.